bounce back with a win.
Meantime, Chris Spatola, Cuse better be ready for this guy.
Yeah, he did not play well against North Carolina, one of the most exciting players in the ACC. His athleticism in the middle of that zone, very important today.
A crucial game for both Syracuse and NC State. All right, Reese, and coming up next year, more ACC action. Cole Swider, 18 points, 8 of 11 from the field Saturday in that big win over Wake. Syracuse, NC State coming up here in 3 minutes. Syracuse, NC State, a huge game for both of these teams in the ACC. Anish Shroff, Seth Greenberg on the call. Enjoy the game.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay, campers, rise and shine. It's the ACC on ESPN. It's about to be the ACC After Dark. It's Groundhog Day, which is an appropriate theme tonight. Two teams stuck in a recurring nightmare, looking to wake up from it, hopefully tonight. Anish Shroff alongside the pride of Fairleigh Dickinson.
Harvard on the Hackensack, please.
Seth Greenberg. How about a positive, at least for Syracuse? Big win against Wake Forest on Saturday. Buddy Boeheim was in his zone.
Buddy Boeheim was absolutely terrific. He went for 30 and a triple nickel. What I mean by that is 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 three-point shots. Terrific three-point shooter, very good off the ball, and uses his size to get in the lane and get over people as he takes people off the bounce.
Boeheim, the ACC Player of the Week. Darion Sebron putting up first-team all-conference numbers for the Pack.
6'7" point forward, initiates their fast break on a defensive rebound. The best Euro step in all of college basketball. Leads NC State in points, rebounds, assists, and field goal percentage. He is a hard guard because of his size and his skill set.
Syracuse controls the tip. Bert Smith, Brian O'Connell, Brent Hampton, the officials tonight. Jesse Edwards down low for the first two. And for NC State, Seth, a change to the starting lineup. They're without their starting big man, Ebenezer Dewana, out with a lower leg injury. Jalen Gibson gets his first start of the season. And this is a team that is thin and thin on the back line.
They don't have a backcourt sub. I mean, you think about this, they only have 8 scholarship players right now, so that's a big-time shot by Smith. That guy sees a big basket. He's absolutely fearless offensively. And you're going to look to see this today. They've got to pressure the ball and disrupt the rhythm of the offense of the Syracuse team.
Smith had 34 against North Carolina over the weekend. All 5 Syracuse starters average at least 12 a game. They don't get much from their bench. Smith in transition, and he's got the first 5 for the Pack.
And that's a focal point of NC State. Pressure, disrupt, get deflections, get out in transition.
Buddy Boeheim had it poked away by Casey Morsell. Edwards to Cole Swider, who's coming off his best game in a Syracuse uni.
And when he makes shots early, all of a sudden the basket gets big. Well, what a great pass by Jesse Edwards and a great cut by Swider.
Helms in the high post, down low to Gibson. Helms off the front rim. He was coming off a 25-point game.
Play Syracuse, Anish, as you know, you've got to run them off the three-point line. To do that, ball pressure is essential.
Joe Girard had been in a shooting slump. 3 of his last 18 from 3 before that, but he's had big games against the Pack in the past, had 30 against NC State a few years ago.
He is a terrific three-point shooter with deep range. The one thing about the Syracuse team, they don't have a shot creator, a guy that gets easy shots for someone else, but their ability to knock down threes, they can really shoot it.
Smith has all 5 for NC State. Sebron off the shot fake. Beats the shot clock, knocks it down.
Really good patience, excellent ball movement, and right now you see pressure on the basketball. Trying to disrupt the rhythm of this game by pressuring the ball, getting up and under the ball handler.
Girard to the basket, no good. And NC State will try to beat the zone down floor. Morsell hits the 3. Big point of emphasis today for Kevin Keats and shoot around. Get in transition before the zone can set up. And then defensively, you're seeing it here. Guard the shooters far out if you have to. They feel these Syracuse shooters, once they cross that midcourt line, they're a threat.
Deep contested three right there. Morcell's made 9 of his last 11 threes. He's seeing a big basket right now.
Smith, the floater, too strong. Swider, the rebound. Jesse Edwards, the finish.
Great job of Jesse Edwards running the floor. And that's been a concern for NC State, their ability to get back in defense or transition. You want to match up with those shooters, but you've got to make sure you cover the front of the rim.
Up-tempo start. Both teams have made 4 of their first 6. Shot clock down to 10. Smith launches. And Jimmy Boeheim with the carom.
I like them using Helms in the middle of that zone, but I also like to see him slip him out behind the defense a couple times to get him some looks.
Buddy Boeheim catch and release. Edwards the offensive rebound to Swider. It's a Syracuse team that rebounds 35% of its misses in conference, number 1 in the ACC.
Yeah, Gibson just got to put a body on someone and cut him out. I mean, that thing goes up in the air. You got to find someone and cut him out. They've got to get all 5 guards. Those guards have to come back and help them rebound the basketball.
Helms for 3. He hit 5 on Saturday.
And that's Helms stepping out from the middle, all right, and being a release. His ability to stretch the defense. I like it actually when they move him all over the floor. Start him in the middle, bring him behind the defense, eventually have 4 out and 1 on the baseline behind the defense.
Edwards again. The basket +1. Jesse Edwards with 6 points and a couple of helpers early for the Orange. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Burger King. Get the $5 Your Way meal with the Double Whopper Jr. It's Black History Month, and NC State tonight wearing the Adidas HBE jerseys, the Honoring the Black Experience jerseys. You see the flowers on the side. That's the dogwood. It's the state flower of North Carolina. It's also the idea that you give them their flowers while they're still here, a way to honor both past and present.
I think it's a terrific idea, and I would like to see these uniforms be auctioned off and then raise money for some cause in the community so that money goes back into the community.
Love it.
NC State's been really patient against his own. Beat it down the floor, get the ball reversed, get the ball to the middle of the zone. Don't settle. Nice job right there getting to the dunker spot. You see how they stepped Helm out to get a 4th perimeter player? And then get to the glass.
Offensive rebound. Gibson, the putback, not there. It comes to Buddy Boeheim. Gerard for 3. And for NC State, defending the 3-point line will be huge tonight. Helms the other way, in and out. Gibson another rebound. And the putback.
Really good job. Weak side rebounding against the zone. Gibson gets to the glass. That's the weakness of the zone because the folds are up so high you can crack them on the backside. Nice job right there by Gibson, keeping it high and finishing. And look at the ball pressure right here. Look at the point of pickup. Right now the point of pickup is over on the other side of half court. Every single ball. All right, you arrive on the catch, pressure the basketball. This is really good individual defense.
Boeheim, no good. And an offensive foul on Edwards, battling for the rebound. We were talking about it, Seth, the 3-point defense. The last 3 opponents for NC State have all hit at least 10 threes.
Yeah, right now you see the point of emphasis for Kevin Keats. Pressure on the basketball. Ball pressure disrupts. Ball pressure buys time. They've got to run this Syracuse team off the 3. 41% of their shots come from the 3-point line. Make them make plays. Don't let them step in and shoot step-in threes.
And an offensive foul against Helms. That's 2.
You know what's the big issue here, Anish, is that you only have 8 scholarship players.
Yeah.
You only have 1 front court sub. You have 2 perimeter subs. And here's the problem is you want to pressure, you want to disrupt. I mean, if you think about Kevin Keats at NC State, you think about creating offense out of your defense, you think about pressure. They just don't have the bodies right now to do this for 40 minutes.
You lost Manny Bates in the very first game. a guy who led the ACC in blocks 2 years in a row. The steal. Here's Smith beating the defense down floor, and Gibson the emphatic follow.
Terrific job of Gibson, changing in, staying with the play. Poor job right now by Syracuse getting back in defensive transition.
4 for Gibson, double his season points average. Now Jimmy Boeheim, the Cornell transfer, using the window.
Jimmy has the ability to finish with either hand. He's got a really good feel, very good passer. He knocked down a three, can also put it on the floor, right and left. He's a real good feel for the game.
Cam Hayes in there for NC State. They're looking to get him unlocked. He struggled in conference play, a turnover. Boeheim open for three. Buddy misses, the rebound Cole Swider. Contact, no whistle. It'll stay with the orange.
NC State going to be active alert defensively, look to get deflection. Smith gets it on the glass, but right there, Gibson with the follow and the finish. Really good job. Look at DeWanna right there. He says, "That's my guy." Is that kind of you? Are you my guy? Yeah, maybe.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is it Groundhog Day?
It is Groundhog Day. It's the 2nd of February, 2022, so that's two.
Yeah, but you said that Groundhog Day really doesn't mean anything.
You haven't even seen the movie.
I mean, but you said that like the Groundhog, he's batting like 40%.
Right. If he was a coach, he'd be on the hot seat.
Happy look, he's not a coach.
So Buxatawny Phil's got work to do. Terquavion Smith knocks down his second three. He's got 8.
Right now, the Syracuse defense is not distorting any passing lanes. They're not getting deflections. They're not making the offense react to them. That zone is only good when the forwards are up high, they're getting deflections, and they're pressuring the basketball.
Breon pass all over Joe Girard. Down low, Jimmy Boeheim, the block by the freshman Smith. Pass, the drive, the kick, Cam Hayes. Back iron. Boy, he needs to see one go in, according to his head coach, Kevin Keats. He said he's been caught up a little too much and not scoring. It's impacted the rest of his game. Girard, little show and tell, and he draws the foul.
Nice play by Girard right there, but I love the way NC State's playing right now. They're pushing in transition, but they're making plays for each other. We didn't see that against North Carolina last week. Terquavion Smith, he's a dynamic offensive player, explosive off the bounce, deep range. You've got to close on him. If you make him put it on the floor, he's going to get by you. He's a terrific finisher in transition, and he's got incredible confidence. Good job of contest. Now he's pushing the basketball. Good job of stepping in on that kick out, knocking down that three. He is a hard guy to match up with and has incredible confidence.
He has been one of the best freshmen in the ACC, and in conference games, he's been NC State's leading scorer at 17 per.
Yeah, 17 per. He scores a lot of different ways. Got a lot of different ways to finish around the rim. Finish right hand, finish left hand's got a runner. Obviously deep range, very good off ball screens. And the defensive play he made down at the other end earlier was absolutely terrific. I mean, his upside is incredible. And as is this NC State team. I mean, they've been banged up. This is a different team with Manny Bates. Manny Bates changes their defense. Manny Bates gives them an inside scorer. Manny Bates gives a guy that had 147 blocked shots.
Breon pass from the outside. And the Wolfpack 5 of 9 from long range.
5 of 9 from long range. Anish, you could be knocking down those threes. There's no pressure on this shit. No, I heard you had incredible range. I know one thing. The guy in the studio, Spatola, he never saw a shot he didn't like. He would have shot all those.
Symir Torrance into the game for Syracuse.
Look at the pressure on the bed. Look where they're initiating their great pass there.
Edwards with the hockey assist. He's made some really nice passes.
Terrific pass. And, you know, if you're going to get pressure, you got to do one of two things. Beat the pressure off the bounce or a pressure release by using the post player as a pressure release to hit a backdoor cut. Great pass right there. They're doing a great job of seeking an open spot in the middle of that zone.
And they're getting open looks. That's Thomas Allen from the outside. 6 threes on 10 attempts. And now a full court press.
Absolutely just dissecting that zone. And you talk about ball movement. Now, look, you've got to distort passing lanes, get a hand in. If that ball goes into that post, you've got to match up. I call that fan and fine. Once it goes in the middle of that zone, the center's got to come up, and everyone else is basically playing man-to-man. You've got to go find a man, close out, and contest. Really poor defensive execution right now by Syracuse.
Defense has been a struggle all season for Jim Boeheim's group.
And he told us about it. And the first thing he said to us when we came in the locker room, he said, we're just not guarding. We can't get to shooters. We're not getting out and pressuring the basketballs and distorting passing lanes.
Small lineup in there for NC State. Sebron and Smith back in there. Frank Anselm into the lineup for Syracuse. Buddy Boeheim back in there as well.
And this is an area where Sebron's got to continue to improve his ability to move his feet defensively. Guard's got to come back and rebound. This lineup, all 5 guys have got to come back and help rebound. But this is where Buddy's good, backing people down.
Buddy over Thomas Allen, and a foul down low.
I mean, you've seen a lot of NC State basketball. This is more of the identity. Let's take a look right here on this back. Look at the lower right-hand side of your screen. That's where the foul's going to come. That's just a little bit of a push, a little bit of soft. But you've seen NC State a lot. This is more the identity that Kevin Keatts wants to play defensively. And pressuring the basketball, being disruptive, being playing fast. And they haven't been able to play this way because of the injuries, but this guy's had incredible success. 5 consecutive 20-win seasons. Got him to the NCAA tournament, and they've dealt with it in the NCAA issues. And that dude here, every time he shoots it, you think it's going in.
Maybe it's the 9 o'clock start time. NC State looks like it stole fire from Olympus. 7 of 11 from 3. And pass nearly stole it away from Torrance. And an offensive foul on Symir Torrance.
NC State has been surgical offensively. Get the ball in, good skip, one more, and right there, knock down that 3. When you get the ball in the middle of that zone, you make the pass out, but if you make one more, and there's a drill when you're working with your team, talking about making one more, make the next play, good, better, best, and that's exactly what NC State's doing right now.
They came into this game only assisting on about 43% of their field goals. Smith, that was the heat check. But the ball movement today, Seth, to your point, has been crisp.
It's been absolutely phenomenal. Now, if I'm sitting there in Kevin Keatts' chair, I'm going wide. You see what happens when we move the ball. You see what happens when we get a paint touch. You see what happens when the ball gets reversed. We can get that shot anytime. Look where they're running their offense out from, Manish. I mean, they're pushed out to half court right now. Terrific ball pressure. This is a problem with Syracuse. They don't have a shot creator. They don't have a guy that can go by you. They can do that, but they don't have a guy that can get in the lane, create, and get a shot, get a shot for someone else. And that's the issue with this team. They get nothing easy.
Joe Girard will get 3 shots, shaking that right wrist to the foul on Breon Pass.
Like Joe Girard, to me, is a 2-guard playing the point. I mean, he is an elite shooter with unbelievable range. But when you're being pressured, all right, right there, that's a contest, and he took his legs out. That's a good call. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one. So I don't know exactly what happened to Joe. You might be a doctor.
No, my parents were really disappointed I didn't go that route. Tomorrow night after the NFL Pro Bowl Skill Showdown. Can't please everybody. The top teams in the Pac-12 square off in men's basketball. UCLA, Arizona, first place in the conference on the line. UCLA got them just last month.
Yeah, they got them by pressuring the basketball, taking basically Arizona out of the flow of their offense, pressuring every single pass, every single shot. And then offensively, they did a great job of spreading out that Arizona defense.
So we saw North Carolina hit 10 threes in the first half against NC State over the weekend. The Wolfpack with 8 threes, and there's still 7.5 minutes to go in this first half.
Is that good?
That's pretty good.
Let's check.
Jimmy Boeheim, offensive rebound, put back.
I love the ball movement. That's a great job of Jimmy Boeheim getting to the glass, but if you can't get a stop and beat it down the floor, all right, you got to move the ball and you got to find open spots. You don't have to settle.
Allen's knocked down a couple of threes off the bench. 5 different players have hit a 3 for the Pack. Here's Allen again. And the rebound to Swider.
This is a small lineup where all 5 guys have got to rebound the ball. How do you defend when you're playing with a small lineup? Even greater pressure. So the best way to defend the post is to pressure the basketball.
Boeheim taking it to the rim and able to draw the foul. Buddy Boeheim to the free throw line. When we come back, we'll remember somebody who meant a lot to this arena and to this place, the Carolina Hurricanes and PNC Arena, when we come back. Kevin here, NC State leads by 5. 8 first half three-pointers for the Wolfpack. Longtime PNC Arena general manager Dave Olson passed away from a heart attack recently at the age of 62. He was a part of the NHL's Carolina Hurricanes and this arena for 24 years. In a statement, the Hurricanes said he was a dedicated, popular employee who will be dearly missed by so many of our employees, past and present. Dave is survived by his wife, Marcy, and their 2 sons. Anish Shroff, Seth Greenberg with you. Wednesday night, PNC Arena, a couple of teams under 500 on the season, looking to get their seasons untracked.
Syracuse changing that zone. It's still a 2-3 zone, but they're lining up in more of a 1-1-3, and they're doing that to keep the ball off the high post.
And on the back line, it's Gibson, who's got 6 points, a career high in his first career start.
And look at this right now. Because they're keeping the ball off the high post, it gives you driving lanes. Terrific job. Play behind the defense, Gibson. Drive it in the gap and make a play. That is a great adjustment by Kevin Keats and great recognition by this NC State team. What they're trying to do is go 1-1-3, so they're not allowing the ball into the high post. So what do? They occupy that defender, drive it, and play a guy behind the defense. Great execution by NC State.
Free throw good. Did you have Jalen Gibson on your bingo board?
I barely had him on my game board, on my game card. 1 for 6 from the three-point line right now, Syracuse. That ball pressure, there it is. That's the first shot they created. They had to overhelp on that middle penetration, and that's what they're missing. They don't have a guy that gets in the lane that draws a second defender and now can kick out. Late closeout, Buddy Boeheim's going to knock down that jumper.
The turnover, Syracuse can tie it with a 3. Girard down low, Jimmy Boeheim for 2. He's got 6.
Maybe the first deflection we've seen in a while where they can get out and transition off of their defense. You see the lineup right there? You got Girard at the top. You've got Buddy Boeheim trying to keep the ball off the high post. So now NC State's going 4 out with a guy in the dunker spot.
Jim Boeheim on the sidelines, season 46. His team is 10-11. He has spent 57 years with Syracuse as head coach, assistant, and player, and has never been a part of a losing season.
This is absolutely incredible. How about the last 5 years? Everyone talks about what's going on the last 5 years. Anish, you got it, right? An Elite 8.
Final 4, if you go with the last 5 full seasons.
Final 4, Elite 8, 2 Sweet 16s. That's pretty like, if you were hiring a coach as an athletic director, you said, over a 5-year period, your coach is going to go to a Final 4, an Elite 8, and 2 Sweet 16s. I think you would buy that.
That one hit Gibson in the head. Girard misses. By the way, Jesse Edwards had picked up his 2nd foul, so he's out of the game.
They can't settle. Right now, NC State, they cannot settle. They've got to continue to move the ball. But see how much more active the forwards are in the zone, how much higher they're coming up. Now they're making NC State react to it.
Sebron open, and he hits 9 first-half threes for the Pack.
I know you know this. What's the record for number of threes at a half at NC State?
You got me. What is it?
I don't know. I was asking you. Come on now. You're supposed to bail me out on this kind of stuff. Really nice play.
I was told there would be no math. Gibson the follow, and we get a foul.
What a great job Gibson's doing, playing behind the defense. Ball goes on the glass, getting to the glass. And when you're behind the defense in that dunker spot, if the ball is shot, you're behind it, you can wedge in and make yourself available to get to the offensive glass. Really nice job.
We saw Manny Bates out for the season. Cole Swider just picked up his first foul. Both teams now in bonus territory.
So 4 out, no post player. Gibson behind the defense. I'd like to almost have him put someone in that high post to occupy that middle of the zone.
Jimmy Boeheim, size advantage on Hayes, can't finish. Sebron tracks it down. He's a one-man fast break.
Here he is, the greatest Euro in college basketball.
He's able to draw the foul. Darion Sebron, only 2 points in the blowout loss to North Carolina over the weekend. He's got 5 so far. The Wolfpack up by 4.
Kev, Chris, and King, the E-Trade halftime report is on the way. Coming up, we'll show you how Notre Dame pulled off a huge ACC win tonight. Plus, Kentucky and Purdue both in action. King, who does Syracuse need to get more from?
Everybody talks about Buddy Boeheim. He is that good. But I like to see Joe Girard step up. Scored almost 5,000 points in high school. He is a bucket getter. Want to see more out of him.
Coach Greenberg, nobody does a better Jim Boeheim impression on planet Earth than you. Give the people what they want. Give us a little Jim Boeheim, Coach Greenberg.
Let's hear
Give
it
to us.
Oh boy, yes, Spats. By the way, great call yesterday at the Texas Tech-Texas game. But yeah, you know, these Texas Tech guys, they really play so hard. You know, that's a good game. Chris Beard, he's a very good coach. Yeah, we just gotta guard someone. All right, I'm done.
How come you didn't do that for him when we were meeting with him
He
earlier?
knows I do it. I mean, he knows I do it. Julie thinks it's funny. That's all that counts. We all know that, you know.
I got a feeling Julie finds it more funny than he does.
Oh, he's fine. I hosted his gala one year. If you think that, I'm trying to be funny. Julie kills him.
Here's Benny Williams, the 5-star freshman, the turnaround, and it rims out. He has not had a field goal since January 8th.
I like the play he made, though. I like the patience he had. And talking to Adrian Archer, he says the light bulb started to go on. See, everyone thinks you're a 5-star, coming out of high school, great stats. It's still a process. That jump, you know, some guys make it look easy, but most, it takes time. It's that jump from your freshman year to your sophomore year, because now you understand just what you have to do, how hard you have to work, and how difficult it is.
Cam Hayes from the outside, no. Tipped around, it comes to Buddy Boeheim.
Didn't like that possession. Ball got stuck. When that ball moves, they get step-in, wide-open threes. When that ball gets stuck, most times it's contested threes.
Boeheim looking for Benny Williams. He can't handle it. Wide open, Terquavion Smith. Back iron, Swider's there. Smith steals it away. But he stepped out of bounds. Saturday on ESPN and the app in the Big 12, the top 10 matchup, Baylor, Kansas. Jayhawks hoping to have Ochai Agbaji back. He didn't play against Iowa State last night due to COVID protocols. Then it's Duke, Carolina, Coach K's final trip to Chapel Hill. Kentucky on the road against Alabama. The Tide coming off a loss to #1 Auburn last night.
We had Scott Jewell on our podcast today, both men on campus. He did an absolutely terrific job, and Buddy Boeheim starting to kind of warm up a little bit.
9 for Buddy.
That Carolina-Duke game had a big game or something?
Might be.
How about Coach K's last trip to Chapel Hill? Now think about this, all right?
What's the ticket price for that game?
I don't know, but in the last 40-plus years, all right, first it was Coach Smith. All right, then it was Coach Smith and Coach Williams and Coach K. You know, in another year, like the legends of the ACC over the last 4 years, there's going to be a changing of the guard.
Smith misses. Or another way to put it,
Opportunity.
who's going to be the coach everybody complains about?
Exactly. Well, I wanted you to say that rather than me.
Cole Swider the 3. It's a 1-point game. Well, what's the answer?
You know, like Tony Bennett's too nice a guy for everyone to complain about him. We don't know enough about John Shire yet, and I don't think he has enough pedigree. Hubert Davis is one of the nicest human beings that there is on planet Earth. So, you know, who's here? Because basically what happened is Coach K became Dean Smith. He was the guy that like kind of just irritated everyone because he won all the time, and they set the standard of how hard to play and the success they had. So I'm not sure. I think this is going to be a process. Well, let me ask you this. Let's go to football. Who's the next Brady? Who's the next Belichick? You know, eventually, there's a changing of the guard.
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Got some good candidates in the AFC.
I don't think any of those guys are coaching Dick.
Talking about Tom Brady. All right, here's the lineup for the weekend. You got the All-Star game on Saturday. That'll be fun. Then it's the Sonic blockbuster, Baylor, Kansas, Duke, Carolina. We told you about that. And the NFL Pro Bowl on Sunday. Frank Anselm picked up his 3rd foul for Syracuse. Jesse Edwards has 2. Those are the primary bigs. And Darion Sebron makes do with the foul line. He's got 8.
Saints got to do a better job of keeping the ball out of the lane and finishing possessions with a rebound. Right now, Syracuse is doing a pretty good job of getting in the lane. This is much, much better ball pressure right now. Morcell is a terrific on-ball defender. This is a tough matchup. Look at Buddy use his size. That's a little shot creation, shot fake.
Gerard with separation ties it at 42. 11 for the junior.
Great job of Gerard. A little bit of shot fake, lifts the defender, creates separation off his bounce, knocks it down. You got to stay down and close out, staying down on Gerard and Buddy.
Smith, catch and release, and he knocks it down. 14 for Baby T.
Baby T?
Baby T, that's his name.
I was just checking. Buddy Boeheim, right now, if I'm Syracuse, I'd either get a ball screen. I'd like to get everyone flat on the baseline, let him use his size to back down the defender. This is what he did.
Boeheim for the tie, and the rebound by Gibson, who has been a revelation in this first half. First career start for Jalen Gibson, 7 points, 6 rebounds, with NC State's big man depth essentially decimated.
I thought absolutely Gibson was absolutely terrific. I thought NC State's ability to play ahead of the defense and attack the zone was terrific, but Syracuse grinded their way back in this game by getting in the lane, using their size, and getting to the glass. It's going to be a terrific second half. That was a clean first half right now.
It's been a fun one. It's been fun hanging with you, kind of. 45-42, NC State on top on the strength of 10
All right, Ebenezer
pointers.
Scrooge.
Hard to talk when you're choking my neck. It's the E-Trade halftime report. 3 guys who actually get along, Kevin, Chris, and King.
Anish, we know all about it here. Welcome into the E-Trade halftime report. Big first half from Jalen Gibson, 7.6 rebounds. NC State made as many threes as Syracuse took in that first half. Second half on the way. This has been the E-Trade halftime report.
A high-scoring first half in Raleigh. NC State with a 45-42 lead on Syracuse. And Ishraf, Seth Greenberg, 10 threes for the Wolfpack in that opening half.
And 5 assists, doing a great job of probing that zone, getting the ball reversed, ball fake, shot fake, step in threes right there. Terrific ball movement. Doing a good job of giving up a good shot, making one more pass to get a step in 3. Another assist. Get the ball in the middle of the zone, skip it, make one more. Make one more, step in 3, knock down the 3. NC State 10 for 20 from the 3-point line. Terrific job of probing that zone.
Syracuse +6 in points in the paint. 16 of their points coming in that painted area. They're 4 of 10 from downtown. And as well as NC State has played offensively, it's still just a 3-point game.
It is a 3-point game. When Helms went out, they got beat up on the backboard a little bit. And also their matchups weren't as good. Now all of a sudden you've got a smaller guy guarding Buddy Boeheim, and he's backing people down. Well, if you've got to give help, you can get kicked out. I thought Joe Girard was really good. Not only did he knock down that long 3, but he also got in the lane and got Buddy Boeheim an open 3 in the right corner. So this will be interesting. NC State, you got to be poised. You got to ball fake, shot fake, move the ball, don't settle. Ball's getting stuck on that side right now.
Casey Morsell, and the three. The Wolfpack picking up where they left off in that first half.
Casey Morsell is been shooting. He is now 10 of his last 11, if I'm not mistaken, from the three-point line.
10 of his last 12. Jesse Edwards with the dunk in ACC play. Morsell is 14 for 23 from deep.
See, watch the defensive alignment right now of Syracuse. You see Boeheim at the free throw line. That's Buddy Boeheim, and you see Girard up top. They're trying to keep the ball off that high post now. You've got to drive that and look for the dunker spot.
Morsell couldn't get it off. Smith wide open. A lot of wide open looks for NC State tonight.
Jim Boeheim believes that in the second half, people will get fatigued and they're not going to shoot it as well. That's too easy.
Buddy Boeheim makes it a one-point game, and he's got a dozen.
A little bit of dribble penetration just to get the defender to turn his head to help. Kick out. You cannot leave Buddy Boeheim on the ball side corner.
Buddy coming off a 30-point game. Helms way off. He only played 6 minutes in that first half due to foul trouble.
Not as good a ball pressure right now by NC State.
And a foul on Morsell, his first.
Remember the energy defensively that NC State was playing with early in this game? They've got to get back to, obviously, if you're making shots, you can pressure the ball, but they've got to get up and underneath Syracuse, get them to turn their back, get them out of rhythm.
How do you do that?
Pressuring the ball, sitting in a stance, setting your defense earlier. And that part of it is making shots so you can get up underneath the ball and pressure the ball in the backcourt.
Edwards leans in and gets the roll. He's got 11.
Syracuse takes the lead.
Syracuse with its first lead since it was 18-17. Cam Hayes 4 assists in that first half. Finds Gibson down low. A little too much, and Edwards is there to clean.
Good look right there, but really poor job getting back on defense right there by NC State. That's just not good enough.
And one, Jimmy Boeheim, a 9-0 run for the Orange.
Just not good enough in terms of defensive transition. Like Smith, Braden Smith never gets in his play, but all of a sudden you got to see the ball, you got to build the wall, you got to get back, you got to communicate. You know, they gave him a quick roll for Jesse Edwards early in the start of the half, and then defensive transition. You got to sprint back and get the ball under control.
11 for Jimmy Boeheim, one of Jim Boeheim's two sons. Check that off the bingo board.
See how high these forwards are up right now? Forwards are up high. You've got to present yourself in the middle, or you got to drive it to make. Now they flatten that zone out, which is now they're going to get a better shot. But the ball can't get stuck.
Helms for three. Left it a little short. Belongs to Syracuse.
NC State's got to get into their offense quicker. They got to get into their offense quicker, and if they're in that 1-1-3 set, they got to get the ball reversed to flatten that zone out, and then they can get the ball back into the middle.
Girard off the Edwards screen, gets free. 13 for Joe Girard.
State needs a timeout right here.
Largest lead of the game for Syracuse, and Kevin Keats read your mind. A 12-0 run for Syracuse, up by 6 on the road.
Coming out of the start of the second half, Syracuse is 5 for 5. Their ball movement's been terrific, but NC State has not been active and alert defensively. Step in three right there, Buddy Boeheim. Just a little bit of dribble penetration. Get behind the defense, Jimmy Boeheim. Stop the ball, but communicate in defensive transition. And right now, you're guarding Joe Girard. You know what? You got to stay down on the shot fake. Close out, keep your hands above the ball, and contest it. Stay down. NC State right now. This is a gut check right now. They got to sit down in the stance and compete, and offensively, they got to get in their offensive sets quicker and have a little bit more energy.
Here is Smith. He's not gun shy. 17 for the freshman. That's 5 3-pointers, and it ends a 12-0 Syracuse run.
Huge possession. They dribbled. They basically pulled that forward up away from the basket and then brought Smith in behind. Really good job by Kevin Keats coming out of that timeout.
Swider off the bounce. And that will be a traveling call. Of note tonight, NC State is shorthanded. Only 8 scholarship players. Starting center Ebenezer Dewana out with a lower leg injury. So Jalen Gibson, who's in there, number 11 in white, making his first career start. He has already surpassed his career high in minutes played. That was 20.
And he's been very good, but I mean, the number of minutes these players at NC State and Syracuse have to play, because both of them have really short benches. Good job of getting the ball in the middle and playing out of that. One more and one more. Good job.
Gibson down low. Big finish.
The energy in the ball movement, the ability to get in a gap, make an extra pass, make one more, and then get Gibson behind the defense was absolutely phenomenal. Back-to-back, really good execution by NC State. Now look at the ball pressure now. Now all of a sudden they got a little energy. Now they're pressuring the basketball. Now they're digging balls out. Terrific job right now.
Jimmy Boeheim from the corner.
Not so terrific.
Quiets the crowd. He's got 14.
Get into your offense quicker, NC State.
Hayes, back iron. Gerard pushing. Skip to Jimmy Boeheim. Hesitation. Right hand is there. 16 for Jimmy Boeheim.
2 great offensive executions for NC State. You come back, you got to sit in the stance, you got to control the basketball. 2 possessions in a row, they're not disciplined enough defensively. Helm's got to find an open spot, and they got to play out of that. Like this.
Got clock winding down. Sebron maneuvering through traffic. Followed his shot. It's knocked out of bounds. Last touch, Syracuse.
Advance pass, Jimmy Boeheim on the left-hand side of the floor. He drives it hard right and finishes right off the bounce. Watch, he uses his dribble off the wrong foot, lays it in. Jimmy Boeheim, he's a magician.
Syracuse is 7 of 7 from the field in the second half. Hey, home cooking on the road. They have a Wegmans in Raleigh, just 15 minutes from PNC Arena. For those that don't know, Wegmans is a cultural phenomenon in central New York. It is the Taj Mahal of supermarket shopping experience. We were talking to Jim Boeheim about this pregame. He was telling us his wife, Julie, top 5 Wegmans customer of all time. Even Buddy was telling me before the game, Mom goes in there and she buys out half the store.
Got a lot of mouths to feed in the Boeheim family. I mean, you know, Jim practices 17 hours a day. I mean, he's got to keep these boys fed.
Smith beats the shot clock, hits the front rim. Have you ever been to a Wegmans?
Yes, I've been. What do you think I live in a cave?
Just want to make sure you lived a little bit. Swider for 3.
A little pin down on the left-hand side right out of the break. Right now, NC State's got to be tougher defensively. That's just too easy. Coming out in transition, they pin down, they got to communicate.
Syracuse 8 for 8 in the second half. Helms missing from 15. He's been off tonight.
Syracuse doing a better job of getting matched up. There's the shot fake. And there's Syracuse doing a much better job when the ball goes into the post, getting matched up.
And that is 3 on Jericho Helms. Second half, NC State just 3 out of 12. Syracuse has yet to miss.
NC State struggling offensively, and because they're struggling offensively, they can't get into their pressure. If they can't get into the pressure, then they can't dictate the tempo of the game in the backcourt and push Syracuse and get them out of their rhythm. They're always getting back in transition, and they're really getting hurt in transition right now.
All right, Seth. Most improved player in the ACC this year. Is it Darion Sebron? Is it Jesse Edwards at the free throw line for the Cuse?
The most improved player. Darion Sebron's been absolutely phenomenal. If you think about it, top 5 in the ACC in points, rebounds, field goal percentage, and 12th in assists. That's a huge, huge jump. Now, right now, he's struggling, but the last 2 games, he hasn't been able to finish. Now he's playing monster minutes.
Sebron. There he is. He heard you. He's got 11. Only had 2 over the weekend.
And that was the guy's job of getting into that seam, attacking, and keeping your chin on the rim on the finish. Nice job. See, now they can get into pressure. Now at least they can get Syracuse to react to them. But I don't like right now. That's it on the fall pressure. You go loose on that and get underneath it, and all of a sudden Girard's going to get an open shot.
Joe Girard for 3, and the Orange can't miss.
And that's a big-time shot. But right there, you've got to pressure the ball so that he can't use that screen and you can stay in front.
9 for 9. And 4 for 4 from 3 in the second half for Syracuse. Pass. Picked up his dribble. Still time on the shot clock. Sebron down low, lays it in. 13 for Darion Sebron. Now you can press a little bit.
Now you can dictate the tempo, and you've got to remain. Pressure on the ball is important. You got to be disciplined, stay in front. You got to get over these screens. You go under these screens, and he's going to get no weak side help.
Edwards. That is too easy. 14 for Jesse Edwards. All 5 Syracuse starters in double figures. The bench has not scored. Par for the course.
And when you got Buddy Boeheim in one corner, you got Swider in the other corner. Jimmy Boeheim spaced out. The middle of the floor is open. He pulls that dribble back and throws that pass. Really great. Just a great decision by Joe Girard.
Second foul on Girard.
Watch Girard right here as he comes off this ball screen. He's going to take it, and then he's going to back dribble, bring it back, and you see the floor spread out. Sebron spread out. Obviously, Buddy Boeheim's out there. Swider's out there. It opens up the middle of the floor. That's why middle ball screens with jump shooters. How do you create spacing? You don't create spacing unless you have guys who can make shots.
7 assists tonight for Girard. 3 to shoot. Smith heaves it and hits. 20 and 6 threes for Terquavion Smith.
Coming off the 34-point game at North Carolina.
Edwards on the putback, +1.
Now I'm going to put this thing in perspective, Anisha. That is a terrific play, but if Manny Bates is in this game, that pass isn't me. But I mean, that's just a terrific decision. Throw where they can't get it, and great finish by Jesse Edwards.
The defining rivalry in the ACC, Duke Carolina, and a rivalry that threads the fabric of college sports. We'll see that on Saturday, Coach K's final trip to Chapel Hill. We've got a very special guest with us, Anish Shroff, Seth Greenberg, ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips. First of all, happy anniversary, 1 day late.
Sounds great. I'm glad they've kept me around for another day. Exciting game here in Raleigh. It's kind of like an NBA game, up and down the court. Nobody's missing.
Guys making some shots. So 1 year in, was it everything you expected? And your schedule is absolutely insane. How many teams have you seen in the last few months? How many coaches have you touched? What's been your agenda since you become the commissioner?
Well, I think, Seth, you have to go out and you got to listen. If you're going to serve the membership, you better understand what's happening. And right now, we're obviously in the season of college basketball, so I've tried to get out both to see the men and women, every team, and talk with the coaches, talk with the officials, talk with you two guys and others that are doing the game, and learn some insights about what's happening in college basketball, not only in the ACC, but across the country.
You know, when you say you go and you speak to these coaches and you listen, what are some of the things the coaches are telling you? What are some of their concerns as we get an offensive foul?
Well, I think everyone's concerned about name, image, and likeness right now in the transfer portal. I mean, those things have a chance to crush college athletics if we're not careful. There's free agency like no other, not even professional sports allows.
What's the solution?
The solution is we got to get together and have some parameters to this thing and have periods of time where student athletes can transfer from one institution to the next, but it can't be every day. Coaches leaving practice, going into locker room and finding out that somebody got text to go to another school. I mean, it's not sustainable for the sport of college athletics in general.
I totally agree, and it's a very slippery slope because we're not going to go backwards, but we've got to be able to put some type of parameters on it. It's not like the transfer portal is going to go away. It's not like NIL is going to go away, but we've got to find some way to have some parameters because you can recruit a guy right in a handshake line. And like, I think what's making it difficult, it shouldn't, because a guy should just coach his team. And if a guy's going to lead, he's going to lead, whether you coach him or you don't coach him. And if he doesn't allow you to coach him, he's not helping you win anyway. But we've got to have some type of parameters just to have a unified way that we're approaching. It can't be state to state, league to league. When you look at just a big picture, and look, you're a basketball guy, obviously. Yeah. You look at the league, 4 teams, maybe 5 teams in the NCAA tournament. Where do you see the league now, and where do you see it going? I mean, like, we're losing Coach K. Obviously, Roy Williams stepped down last year. Does that concern you at all?
Well, we're in a transition period, but as you know, Seth and Anish, the history of the ACC is as good as any basketball conference in the country. And sometimes you're going to have different chapters that don't go as well as previous years. So this is a long-term conference that has been committed to basketball. I'm bullish about the future, and we'll continue to grow and develop great coaches. We got some right now. We'll introduce some new ones coming up, and the health of the ACC is awfully good.
You've been a good luck charm here for NC State. They're on a run back in the game. A timeout by Jim Boeheim. NC State is closed to within 5 after Syracuse went on a big run here in this second half. The Orange hit their first 11 shots. 8-2 NC State since. The Wolfpack have made their last 5. This crowd has been energized. It's been a fun ball game, really, from the jump. And here we go, 70-65, less than 10 minutes to go.
Guys are making shots, guys are making plays. The energy now has been raised in the building, which is so important. And now NC State's got to have a good possession. Try to get the ball to Sebron, but he's got to seek an open spot. It's not just in the middle of the floor, it's finding a spot in the middle of the floor where he can receive it. There it is.
Sebron in the high post. Here's Allen. He knocks it down. The third 3 for Thomas Allen. He's got 9. And for NC State, boy, they have been doing it from long range. 15 out of 30 from deep.
Sebron gets in the middle of that zone. Good job of Allen moving to an open spot, getting behind the ball. Sebron reading the defense and making a play.
Gerard forced it. Bad shot.
This is where he's really good.
There's Sebron, and he is fouled on the drive well before the shot.
Great job of attacking the zone. They were patient. Sebron eventually got the ball in the middle of the zone, and Allen did a good job of moving to an open spot.
Such a weapon. He rebounds the ball. Bam. He's gone. Morcell, that would have been for the lead. It'll stay with the Pack. How about the minutes that Jalen Gibson has given NC State tonight? Remember, Ebenezer Dewana out, their starting center. Manny Bates, who would have been the starting center all season, but he got hurt early, out for the year. And Ernest Ross, another freshman big, out for the year with a fractured ankle. He is their lone big right now.
Yeah, Manny Bates played 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. Leading shot blocker for 2 consecutive years in the ACC. This team would have a totally different identity with Manny Bates. Good job of getting over that screen right there. That's much better.
They're making Buddy Boeheim work. Edwards down low, one of the best in field goal percentage in the ACC.
Terrific catch in traffic and terrific finish right there.
18 for Jesse Edwards, 4 off a career high.
See, Sebron, he's standing in the middle, but he's got to seek an open gap. There he is. Now he's got to become a playmaker.
Feeds Gibson. It counts. +1.
So you give it to Sebron in the middle there. At 6'7", he sees over the defense. He catches it. He becomes a point guard or a playmaker. Watch him. He finally creates an opening, puts his eyes on the rim. Edwards has to come out, and now that's why you have Gibson in the dunker spot. So they're going to go back to that 1-1-3. You watch. They're going to go back to that 1-1-3 Syracuse to make sure they keep the ball off the high post.
14 points A career high for Jalen Gibson. Previous career high was 5. He's played a career high in minutes tonight with 29. 6 rebounds, a career high.
First to 75 out the window.
Oh yeah. Symir Torrance down low to Edwards. 8 for 8 from the field. And Gibson got in the way.
Good job of walling up right there by Gibson.
(72-71). That's the Jalen Gibson game, the sophomore from Zebulon, putting on a show tonight.
Jalen Gibson, he's been spectacular. 14.6 rebounds, no turnovers, no fouls. Look at him, he gets to the offensive glass, in the dunker spot, closes off, keeps his chin on the rim, moves to an open spot off a dribble penetration, and finishes in traffic. Think about what he's done, Nish. I mean, these were his numbers coming in. Check this out. This is unbelievable. Most minutes, 11.3. Points, 1.7 a game. Rebounds, 1.9. Look what he's done tonight. 29 minutes, 14 points, 6 rebounds. No turnovers, no fouls.
He's the guy with the brown wallet.
Where's he from?
Where the Jetsons are from, right?
Oh, there you go. You like that, huh? Not really. Walk.
72-71. NC State 3-8 in conference play. The Orange 4-6. Syracuse just 2 wins outside of the Carrier Dome this season, and 1-5 in true road games. Syracuse led by as many as 11 in this half. Swider from 18, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Really good execution, went double high ball screen and staggered away for both Swider and Buddy Boeheim. Buddy Boeheim curls it right there, and then Swider gets it. Marcel is late. You got to show on that. Gibson's got to show on that a little bit. Swider uses his size. He's 6'9". And as Jim Boeheim was telling us before the game, and now he's starting to put the ball on the ground a little bit and cover some ground.
He was a role player for 3 years at Villanova. They want him to expand his role here at Syracuse. Had a big game in the win against Wake on Saturday, 18 points, and that was his best game as a member of the Orange. Sebron down low, dangerous pass. Gibson doubled, tripled. Allen, Sebron, Edwards blocked the shot with his feet on the ground.
If you're watching this game, it won't happen right now, but when they're moving the ball and trying to get the ball to the middle, Gibson does a really good job of working the baseline, creating an open spot.
Marcel, that did not hit the rim. It'll be Syracuse ball. Tomorrow night, after the NFL Pro Bowl Skills Showdown, first place in the Pac-12 on the line. Number 3 UCLA, number 7 Arizona. Bruins won the first matchup.
They dominated the first matchup with their ball pressure and their offensive execution, making Arizona defend all over the floor. UCLA's got floor gamers all over the floor, shot makers. They are really an elite offensive team that's gotten better defensively.
The Pack take it away. Coming up on 6 minutes to play in regulation. Here's Smith. And he gets the home roll.
Really good decision by Smith. Driving it too hard, dribbles, getting to a soft spot of that zone and elevating it. I love the ball pressure right now. You want to try to force Syracuse to run their offense one step further, but if you're guarding Swider or you're guarding Buddy Boeheim, you've got to chase him off these screens. Like right there.
10 to shoot. Buddy Boeheim over Sebron. Rebound comes back to Jimmy Boeheim. Swider from the outside. 16 for Cole Swider.
Great job of keeping that ball alive, and Swider, just stepping right into that thing. Offensive rebound, kick out, open threes. The best threes you get on those kick outs off those offensive rebounds.
Swider 6 of 8 after going 8 of 11 against Wake. Quavion Smith has 22, 8th 20-point game of the season. Allen's got 3 threes. Edwards there for the board.
I think Edwards has been absolutely terrific. He's finished around the baskets, rebounded the balls, protected the front of the rim some. Has done a great job of running the floor. That was a big-time traffic rebound right there.
Edwards setting the high screen. A dribbling by Torrance. Looking for help. Sebron bats it away. Ahead of the pack. And the flush.
Pull out that screen.
Boeheim, the answer.
Big time shot right there. Got to call out that screen. That screen that's up the floor in the backcourt, you got to call it out. Face up.
Allen open. Whose job is it to call out that screen?
The man who's setting the screen, the man who's defending the guy that's setting the screen, he's got to communicate. Great steal.
Morcell, the takeaway. Edwards got a piece of it. Allen there to follow.
Sebron with a breakaway, he just finishes it. But watch as Syracuse pushes the ball up the floor. Buddy Boeheim, he's going to get a little bumper screen in the backcourt, give him a little bit of separation, and jumps up and knocks down that three.
(81-77) Syracuse and East Seth Greenberg. This is not unusual for Syracuse. The 5 starters doing the work, nothing from the bench.
Yeah, this is who they are right now. I mean, if you look at the bench, Benny Williams, he's going to be a good player. He's just not ready. They don't have guys that can come off the bench and make plays. So what do? You roll with the guys that can make plays and help you win a game. The other night, North Carolina won. Their 5 starters scored every single point. It's just, you can only play guys that can put you in position to help you win a game. You're not going to put guys in position that can't help you win a game, and that's just the way it is. And they don't have a ton of guys on scholarship. They've had some injuries, so this is the team they ride with. Great job.
Home run pass. Buddy Boeheim tracks it down. His pass picked by Allen. Now Sebron the other way. Kicks to the corner. Smith. Ball deep. His 7th three. He's got 25. A 1-point game.
What a pass. And Smith has no fear. Look at the ball pressure now compared to what it was. Now you got to get ready to give help. You cannot let him beat you.
Boeheim forces it up and scores.
He likes to back people down and use that 6'6" frame to score over. Once he turns his back, I think you got to run a second defender at him, get the ball out of his hands.
We're in the end game now, Seth. What's the key for both these teams down the stretch?
Can't turn it over. Got to get a good look every single possession. And for Syracuse, you're going to play through Buddy Boeheim, all right, and you're going to play through Swider off the basketball. State right there, that guy number 1, he's got to make a play.
Morcell, no good.
Bad possession. Kept it on one side, didn't get the ball reversed.
Girard. Sebron may have gotten a piece. It belongs to NC State. Last touch, Jesse Edwards.
See, where was Joe Girard going right there? With the ball, 3-point lead. Right, if you don't feel it, back it out, get it reversed, make them guard.
Jericho Helms, who has struggled tonight, 3 points, 1 of 6.
I'd rather have Sebron. Sorry, I'd rather have Sebron in the middle of that thing with his size to see over it. Morcell's a better shooter. Kick it out.
Gibson blocked by Edwards, second in the conference in blocks.
He's got to get off the ball.
Boeheim for 3. A rebound, Smith. Here comes Sebron.
Here comes the Euro step.
Down the lane, through the contact, and 2 shots coming. Sebron is down, slow to get up.
These guys are playing so many minutes, and this has been a highly competitive, a lot of possessions because both teams are playing ahead of the defense. They're changing directions. I'd like to see Sebron in the middle of that zone the next half-court possession, because when he catches it there at 6'7", he can see over the defense, get to the offensive glass, move it, and score it from there. And then Morcell on the perimeter, he can step in and shoot that three.
The foul on Jesse Edwards, his third. Sebron, 70% free throw shooter this season. And he gets the first. I can't wait for this. Monday, the tournament, a history of ACC men's basketball. It premieres on the ACC Network with the first 2 episodes, part of a 10-part series. The story begins with the first ACC tournament in 1954 when you were, what, in your 30s?
You're a really funny guy. Didn't I coach that year? Okay, moving along. We have a good game here, by the way.
We do. 1-point game, less than 2 minutes to go. Swider from the wing, he hits! 19 for Swider, and a little breathing room for the Cuse.
And Gerard doing a nice job, a little ball fake opposite, froze Smith, and then came back to Swider coming behind the play. Yeah, we got Sebron back in the middle now. He's got to present himself. Don't just stand there. You got to find an open spot. Now you're a playmaker.
Sebron attacking. It's tipped up. It comes to Swider, who has pieced together back-to-back solid games for the Orange.
You got to get a stop here if you're at NC State. You do not have to foul. You got to get a clean stop and try to get something ahead of the defense. This is a good trap. Make him play.
NC State has 1 foul to give. So does Syracuse. They'll use it there. It's Morcell picking up the foul.
You get an extra 20 right there.
Now Syracuse has 3 really good free throw shooters. Gerard, Buddy Boeheim, and Swider.
If Edwards touches the ball, you're going to give a foul there.
You got to foul him, don't you? There's Edwards. They don't foul him.
The clock now.
Jimmy Boeheim, not a good free throw shooter. Edwards, and there's the foul. Jesse Edwards, only a 60% free throw shooter.
NC State, whatever you do right now, you've got it. Whatever your quickest fast break set is, where you can get a double drag screen, which is 2 screens for the ball handler, man or zone, to try to get downhill and get a quick 2. If he misses this, that's what you're looking to do. You can score in 5 seconds right here. Boy, has he been good. And look at Edwards' line. 8 for 9. All right, 3 for 5, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He's been absolutely terrific. Now you got to push. This should be straight downhill. Quick ball screen, straight downhill.
Here's Smith, catch and release. Offensive rebound, Allen. Turns, it doesn't go. Battle down low, Swider. And Smith touched it. That would have been out of bounds on Syracuse had he just let it roll.
It's like when you have one of those years, and like that kid's playing his heart out, and he's doing so many good things. And like I have so much respect for these NC State kids because they're undermanned. They lose one of their 2 front court players at walkthrough, and now all of a sudden, I mean, they're down to basically 8 scholarship players. Let's take a look right here. Grab it with 2. That's off of NC State. That's Syracuse ball. He dribbles it one time. Watch the ball bounce off his hand right.
Does the ball go out of bounds before Smith touches it? That's the question.
Well, did he put his hands on top of the ball? They're going to have to freeze that. Is his hands on top of the ball?
When does he touch the ball? That's the question.
You know what? Right there, I cannot see.
Can you tell if that ball is out of bounds right there?
His foot is blocking it. I wonder if they have a shot from the baseline. Like from that angle, you can't see because his shoe. Oh, here's what might be a better one, but Allen might be blocking us.
Bert Smith was right there.
It looks like he touched it right there before it hit out of bounds. Right. That's in his hand.
And then it goes out of bounds. That will likely stay.
It's going to be NC
with
State.
Syracuse.
It's going to be Syracuse ball.
Cole Swider, without question, batted the ball toward the sideline. And again, if Smith does nothing there, NC State has possession.
So what's Jim Boeheim doing right now? He's already dead ball inbound, sideline, below the foul line. A tougher place to inbound the basketball. Kevin Keats, you're going to put a guy on the ball, or you're going to face guard and put it as a center fielder. Put a guy on the ball. I put Gibson on the ball to distort passing lanes. All right, you're going to be worried. We saw a couple of possessions before. Jim Boeheim ran someone deep. They threw the ball away, but it was actually wide open. Buddy Boeheim was wide open. So right now they're going to go on the ball. So you're switching everything right now. Any screen, I would want Smith on the right side of Jesse Edwards right now. He's got to get to the right side. So any switch in the backcourt.
And they get it to Girard. He is Syracuse's top free throw shooter, 89%. Historically, Jim Boeheim has not had great free throw shooting teams. He's got a pretty good one this year. 3 guys, 87% or above.
He's got a great shooting team that happen to be good free throw shooters. Buddy Boeheim is a big-time shooter. Swider's a big-time shooter. I'm so impressed with Edwards, though. I mean, like Edwards, he's impacting. He's running the floor. He's getting to the glass. He's catching the ball in traffic. He did a good job of finishing. Like, he's going to continue to get better.
Girard gets them both. It is now a 3-possession game. Smith, he'll fire. No good. The rebound, Jimmy Boeheim. And he'll go to the line. Only a 57% free throw shooter this year. 65% for his career.
It's a very high, well-played game. Both teams played really hard. I'm really impressed with Syracuse. I mean, you think about the first half and all those threes that NC State was making, they just kind of grinded away and grinded away. Their defense got a little bit better. And then look at their efficiency in the second half. Is that 11 for 19?
They shot 74% in the second half, 7 of 9 from 3. Boeheim misses the front end of the 1-and-1. And Girard
had
a foul to give, and they use it. And for NC State, defending the three-point line, now an issue 4 games in a row. Syracuse, the 4th straight team with 10-plus threes against the Pack.
Yeah, it's an issue because, quite honestly, I think that's an area where they get worn down. I mean, they had periods of this game where they just weren't up and underneath the ball because they struggled offense. That's a big-time win for Syracuse on the road.
Back-to-back wins for the Orange. They get to 500 on the season. Now 11-11. Had the big win at home against Wake over the weekend. And they follow it up with a road win and a well-played game against NC State. 89-82 your final. All 5 Syracuse starters in double figures. All 5 scored at least 16. And in the second half, lights out from the field.
Lights out from the field, great execution, good ball movement, good spacing. They started with that middle ball screen. They got some rolls, and then once they get those rolls, the reason you get those middle rolls is because everyone's worried about the three-point shooters. If you get help, then you're going to open up for threes, and this is what happened right here. Cole Swider, great job. Shot fake, stay on the ground. There's Jimmy Boeheim, knocks down the 3, picking up a loose ball. Watch this little shot fake again. Oh, that was just straight off the dribble. You can't go underneath that ball screen, and then Buddy takes it deep right here. Good ball fake right there. Great job of freezing the defense on that ball fake, and Swider coming right behind. And just a big-time road win. Coach, struggled early defensively, getting deflections, distorting anything they were doing. How did you grind back in the game?
You know, it's really Cole Swider. The last 2 games, we lost these games early in the year. He was struggling. Tonight, the shots he made, he didn't even take these shots. They weren't open shots. These under pressure, he's foul line one-handed. But these guys, I'll tell you what, NC State, those guys, they moved the ball. They gave us so many issues. Everybody's taking 40 shots from the three-point line, and they had 10 right away. So the second half we were better. But, they pressured us the whole game. They got a quick little team. But, everybody on our team right now is playing really well on offense. That's what we're doing. We're really a good offensive team now. And our defense is good in spots. But they have 4 guys out there shooting threes. It's hard to cover that, but on the other hand, they don't get to the foul line. They're not going to get a lot of stuff inside. So you get some and you lose some. But I'm really proud of our team. We struggled the last 2 road games. Early in the year, we played well on the road and could have won, didn't. But right now, we're playing the best offensively that we played all year. And it's, those guys are just playing great. Shooting, everything.
The little adjustment you made, you go in a little bit more of that 1-1-3 to keep the ball off the high post.
You try those things, and when they work, you're smart. When they don't work, then you're up here saying, why did he do that? But no, it helped us. It really did. But then we went away from it after near the end because they were attacking the corners, and we went away from it, and that helped us too. Keeping Jesse in the game late like that helps us because he blocks a shot. He can get a rebound. We need him in there late in the game. But, again, we've been struggling. These guys have never changed what they're doing. They're trying, they're working, they keep going. NC State has beaten a lot of people here, and they're really harder to play with these little guys than when the big guys. The little guys are hard to guard, and I'm really proud of our team. They really battled, and now we can get ready for another tough game on Saturday. Everybody talks about the league. It's not great. Duke's great, but everybody else in the top 10, 7, 8, 9 school, they all can play. They're all capable of beating anybody, and you just
every one you win, the next one becomes bigger. So
every game.
Hey, safe travels back and good luck. Appreciate you, Coach.
They're all big. They're always bigger.
They're all big.
Then when you win that one, the next one's big.
Exactly.
Yeah. I got that.
All right, Jim Boeheim, back-to-back wins for the Orange. 2 of their better offensive performances of the season. They dropped 94 on Wake on Saturday, 89 on the road against NC State, and Syracuse climbs to 500. SportsCenter is next.